Okay, so this is a code very shortly after I explain. So I will take some another 15 minutes to explain this code very fast. I will explain, and then I will send the this code to you. So should I start? All are back. Okay, so this is a code of around 37 lines, but if you see, the code can be written within 10 lines. I have explained many things here, so that's why the code length has increased a little bit, but actually this can be done within 10-15 lines. So I'm not teaching you MATLAB, I told you. I'm mainly teaching you control systems. So what we have done is, so there are many ways the code can be written. You can go this, you can get the same code in the book as well. What I'm doing is, should I explain the code? Now all are back, right? A very important part of it. Let's see. So the same code you have to explain, and you have to get actually 4 cases. So first you are finding that t is equal to 0 to 0.01 up to 60. That means I am plotting actually up to 60 seconds. So ये पहले इसको कम करते हैं. So first let us make it up to 30 seconds and make the time as 0.01. So many of you, while plotting the experiment number 4, okay, I will discuss about experiment number 4 if anybody is having any doubt. So in last we'll give some few minutes. We'll discuss if anybody is having any doubt in the 4th experiment, and you can ask me as well through messages. So don't delay. Don't expect to get the help from any other places. Directly you can ask me. So I'll give you some time. So in experiment number 4, you might be having a doubt. Certain times it might be showing the matrix dimension not matching and all. So one error can be whatever divide and raise to sign you are using, uske pehle ek dot lagao. Okay, so dot division. So if this is 1 divided by this, so iske pehle ek dot lagao. Okay, so this becomes point by point. So it's all about matrix matching, dimension matching thing. This is one way. So if there is a raise to, let's say, if there is a raise to sign like this, uske pehle bhi ek dot lagao and just check if it is giving some result. Okay, and what is that you have to find out. So I can just give you a hint. You have to check. That is one thing, or else ये जो time है, this time you just put in a bracket and इसके पहले एक transpose लगाओ. Okay, so this kind of sign. So this also will save you. So it's all about row column kind of a thing. So time has to be taken as a column or time is taken as a row. If you're writing time as a row, in that case, some certain times there will come a matrix mismatch. So there are 3 things I am suggesting in the experiment number 4. Whenever you are trying to plot, some people might get some mistake. That is, somebody said, I cannot plot 1 by t square or 1 by a square. How to plot it? Okay, so this is t ut coming. In that case, matrix dimension not matching. So I'm giving you 3 hints. First hint is a dot division, and if there is a square root, dot raised to, and third thing is time. इसको एक bracket में डाल के ये एक symbol डालो. Okay, just put one symbol like this. So make it a column matrix. Time, make it a column matrix, and then do the equation. Then do the plotting. So these are 3 things. If you do, I think you will get it. So what I am doing is here, in this case, I have just reduced the time from 0 to 30 seconds, and I'm not taking too much of samples because I want to show it, because I'm running it on online. So I want to reduce the burden on the cloud. So that's what, between 0 to 30, I'm plotting 300 points. If you are putting 0.01 up to 30, you are plotting 3000 points. So I want to just show you how to plot it, and plotting and all other execution is in your hand. So what I'm doing here, just see the trick. The way I have done is, always I'm keeping L is equal to C is equal to 1. So I'm not playing with the L and C. What I'm doing is I'm only playing with R. So 4 values of R I have kept. In the first case, R is equal to 0. So whenever R is equal to 0, this is a undamped case. Okay, so we know the formula of zeta. Zeta is equal to R by 2 root under of C by L. So root under of C by L we have made is equal to 1. Clear cut case. So first case, R by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so R by 2 is equal to not 0. R by 2 is equal to 0 by 2, that is equal to 0. So first case we have made zeta is equal to 0. Second case we have taken R is equal to 0.5. If you are taking R is equal to 0.5, in that case zeta becomes 0.25. What was the value of thing I told you? I told you take zeta 0.2. So make R is equal to 0.4. Okay, as C is equal to L is equal to 1, that means R by 2, that is 0.4 by 2. So in this case, zeta becomes equal to 0.4 divided by 2, that is 0.2. Third case, I told you zeta is equal to 1. That means R is equal to 2. So 2 by 2 means that is 1. So zeta is equal to 1. And fourth case, I told you to take, maybe you can take value as 6. Okay, so R value you can take as 6. So this is the array of R. This is the array of R. So I'll add another line here. Add another line, that is undamped zeta. Undamped zeta is equal to 0. Okay, that is the first thing. Then underdamped zeta is equal to, that is 0.4. 0.4 divided by 2 is equal to 0.2. This is the second thing. And third thing, critical damped zeta. So there is no question in that. Critical damping means zeta is equal to 1. So you are keeping R is equal to 2. R is equal to 2 means 2 by 2, that is equal to 1. And overdamped zeta, in this case we are taking as 6. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Okay. So these are the 4 values of zeta we are taking. So R is equal to 0 means zeta is 0. R is equal to 0.4 means zeta is 0.2. R is equal to 2. R is equal to 2 means zeta is equal to 1. And R is equal to 6 means zeta is equal to 3. So these are the cases I have taken. So zeta undamped, they have calculated. Then pole position, pole undamped j omega n, pole 2 undamped j omega n ct. That is the 1 minus cos omega n t. So these are the equations that I have not given you. So depending on the pole position, we can find all these equations. So when I give you this theory, you will understand how to find this. So whenever there are two poles on j omega axis, at plus j omega n minus j omega n, you will be finding that the equation, that is CT equation, becomes like this. So this I have not shown you during theory. We will cover this part maybe tomorrow. Then there is the most important case, zeta underdamped. It is R by R, 2 by 2, square root and all these things. So zeta we have found, zeta is going to be 0.4 divided by 2 here. So if you want, you can find zeta underdamped, how much is that? So it will display. Here there is no semicolon, that means it will display what is the value of zeta underdamped. So we have already calculated. In that case, what poles? So poles are minus zeta omega n, minus j omega n, minus zeta omega n plus j omega n. So likewise, and what is the response? So there is the biggest response actually. This is 1 minus e raised to theta and cos theta. Likewise, so it is 1 minus e raised to minus theta cos theta. That means there is an exponential part and there is a oscillation part, and that oscillation is dying down. So this is the second case. Third case, whenever this is critical damped, what is the zeta? So zeta is equal to R into 3. R3. What is meant by R3? R is nothing but the this array. R is nothing but this array of value. So R bracket is 1. R bracket 1 means 0. So here this R bracket 1, that means equal to 0. Next case we have written R bracket 2. R bracket 2 means 0.4. Then R bracket 3. R bracket 2 is 2, and R bracket 4 is 6. So likewise, we have taken 4 cases. First case undamped, second case underdamped, and only thing is I have not given you the responses so far. I have only shown you from pole position. You can find out what is time domain response, and you can find out what is the time domain response. Likewise, third case, whenever there are 2 poles on the same position. So there are 2 poles and the same position on the real axis, that is minus omega n, minus omega n. In that case, you will be finding is like this. So though there is exponential, but there is no sinusoidal. See here, I have used dot star to match the matrix dimension of T. So that is what you have to do. So dot star, dot slash, dot raised to, what is that? You can check in MATLAB. So it is a point by point multiplication, point by point raised to, point by point division, and all those things. So there is a third case which is called as critical damping, like this. So here are the pole positions. So I have plotted pole position and what is the response, and this response I have plotted together last. And this is the fourth case, over damping. So R4 means 6 divided by 2, square root of C by L, that means this value is 3. I have plotted both the poles, and then after that I have found out CT over damped. That means what is the CT means? CS is the output step response, and CT is the CT overdamp is the overdamped time response for step input. So this is the equation. So this equation we have not derived yet, but don't worry, we will do that in next time. So plot TCT. T means time with respect to time, plot underdamped with respect to time, plot undamped first, that is zeta 0, underdamped, that is zeta is equal to zero point 0.2, TCT critical damp means zeta is equal to 1, and TCT overdamped, this is for overdamped. So it's very simple kind of a code, there is nothing difficult in that. And we could mention the color of the graph, but anyways, whenever I am using legend, they will take the color of the graph themselves. So four things I am plotting. Remember, undamped, which will be a sinusoidal kind of a thing, sustained oscillation. Second is underdamped. Underdamped means it is going to be a reducing kind of a oscillation. Third thing, critical damp, it will be a rising kind of a graph, rising fast. And fourth thing, overdamped, it will also be a rising kind of a graph, but it will be rising slow, and there is no oscillation in these two cases. So critical damp and overdamp, there is no oscillation. So now let us save this and let us run. So all the so this is the kind of a response that we are going to get. So I'll show it big. Is this 4 response visible to you? Can anybody confirm?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
It is visible. So can anybody tell me which one is the undamped response? Which color?
Blue.
What is the undamped response? What is the color? Anybody? So it is in the blue, right? Somebody said something. So whenever it is there, so 2 is the amplitude you can see. 2 is the peak amplitude, and this is x is equal to 3.3, so it is almost 1.98. So this is the undamped response when zeta is equal to 0. And next, what I am finding is this some kind of saffron kind of a thing. This is called as a critical damp. Okay, this saffron kind of thing is a critical damp, and this purple thing is overdamp. Okay, this purple thing is overdamp, and most important thing is this reddish kind of a thing. This is actually the underdamp response. Okay, so these are the 4 things you can check, and this is what it is. So first is undamped, and only looking at the responses I'm not happy, because I have to know how much are the different system parameters. So separately we will plot it, and we will know how much are the responses. Okay, so I think these are the 4 things it will come, but in that case separately you have to find out what are the different things, and how to find that I will tell you. So what now I will do is I will send the code to you. So just give me some time. I will go to your Google Classroom, and this whole code I will take. So I've sent the code, just check it. So it is given to in your Google Classroom for a smaller kind of a time. So you can just download the code from your Google Classroom, and you can run at your end. So I'm giving you some few minutes time. So please copy this. So the code is already sent to you. So what I'll do now is I will attach the code is sent. You just see second order RLC response. Find the test code. So I'm also attaching in the text format in your Google Classroom. Anybody please confirm if you are getting this kind of code. So those who have got the output, you please launch it. So Mohit had answered it is blue. So that is correct. If anybody has got the output, please launch it from your side. You can launch your screen and say that, sir, this is the output I have got. But just getting the output is not anything. Analysis of the output is very important, and that I will show you now. So now you understand how to get it. So it's a very simple code. Only pole positions are calculated, and got it, sir. Mohit Asutosh is saying yes. Can you just launch your screen and show me the output? For that, I think I have to stop presenting. So I have stopped presenting. Anybody who has got the output, please launch your screen and show. Ashutosh is presenting. Very good. Ashutosh, I got it. Abhishek Patil, you can launch your screen. Anybody else, please launch your screen and show. Mohit, your screen is being presented. It will just take some time. Just wait. Mohit, you have to present your screen. Mohit got it. Very good. Now what you try is, those who are getting it, you try to get only the first response, that is only the blue line. So you have to make change in the code. So last in the legend, okay, so you have to just change that and just get the first blue line, only the blue line. I don't want the other three. How can you do that? Anybody want to present? So it should be interactive. Please present it, those who have done. Anybody else? Deepak? Abrar, also you can present your screen. Ashwini, can you present your screen? Only 2%? That is not a good response. There were 44 people, only 2 people are presented. I'm just waiting. Anybody else, if you can please present your screen. Okay, understood. So let me explain what all things we want to get. So first let me present again. So I'm presenting my screen. Nobody else try anything. I think my screen is visible to you. So is MATLAB visible? Asutosh, please respond. Is my code visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what I'll do is we will track each response one by one. So let us find first what happens for let us first find what happens for only the first case. That is what are the values. So remaining three codes I am going to do comment. Okay. So I'll keep only the first part. So I want to get one thing at a time. So only the undamped response I want to check. So in that case, these two lines also you have to comment. Okay. So how to do it, I'm showing you. So in that case, copy and go above. Okay. So here like this. So plot, only plot this much part. If you write, it will be enough. So the legend is not required, or if you want, you can put the legend as undamp also. There is no harm in that. Likewise. So I want only the undamped response to be plotted. Okay. So let's see whether we can get or not. Now every parameter in your circuit, how it is actually doing, how it is actually giving the output. So this is the first thing I have done. Second thing what I'll do is I will reduce the number of the distance. So here from 0 to 30 I am plotting, but one cycle is coming almost within 10. Okay, so first I'll do what I will plot only up to 10, because I am actually interested in evaluation, that how to evaluate whatever parameters we are going to get. So that I want to do. So this is enough for evaluating what is the output. First thing you have to find out how much is omega n, and what is the value of omega n we are getting from here. Okay, so that is the first thing you are supposed to find out. So you are finding here, this is the starting point. So this is a kind of a cosine waveform. This is not a sine waveform, because starting point is -1, and this is an inverted cosine waveform you are finding. Okay, so this is actually a delayed cosine waveform you are finding, because generally cosine waveform starts from here at the top, but here the cosine waveform is starting from the bottom. So this is a cosine waveform, and from here to here, okay, from here to here, this is actually kind of 6.28, 6.3. So 2 pi is one time period. Guys, please concentrate, because this is not about getting output, but whatever output we are getting, whether that is correct or not, that we are supposed to find out. So what is the first thing we are doing? We are first finding keeping L and C. So what is the oscillation generated? That oscillation is having frequency of omega n is equal to 1 by 2 pi. Is that correct or not? So omega n is equal to 1 by root LC. Omega n is equal to 1 by root LC. That means 1 by 1. So omega n is equal to 1. Okay, but we don't find omega n. What we find is Fn. This diagram is actually giving you Fn. Okay, so whenever Fn it is giving, it is 1 by 2 pi root LC, and L and C is equal to 1. L and C is equal to 1 means this is 1 by 2 pi. That is the frequency. That means how much is the time period? If frequency Fn is 1 by 2 pi, time period is 1 upon 1 by 2 pi, that is 2 pi. So 2 pi is 2 into 3.14, that is 0.68. ये समझेगा नहीं, ये लिख के रखो. This is my request to all of you. That is, just write down that L is equal to C is equal to 1. That is omega n is equal to 1 by root 1 into 1, that is 1. Omega n is equal to 1. Fn is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root ln into C. That is 1 by 2 pi into root under of 1 and 1. So Fn, that is frequency, is equal to 1 hertz. Sorry, 1 by 2 pi hertz. That means time period is equal to 2 pi seconds. So 2 pi second means 2 into 3.14. That is 6.28, almost 6.3. So this is what I am showing you as 6.3. This is how you are supposed to understand whether the received output waveform is proper or not. Can anybody tell me, if I increase the value of L and C as 2 and 2, how much is going to be the time period? It is not going to change the undamped condition, but what I have done is I have increased the frequency. Okay, so I have made L and C as 2 by 2. So Z is also equal to 0 here, but in this case L and C has changed. How much is going to be this time period? Or if I plot it, how much is going to be the time period in this case?
2 times the original.
Anybody answered? Please repeat again.
2 times the original ones.
2 times the original value. That means how much? Here it is 6.28. How much will it be?
4 pi, sir. So about
4 pi. Who is it? Who is answering?
Mohit, sir.
Mohit. Thank you, Mohit. That is very correct answer. So students have to understand this. Now we have to check whether we are getting one sinusoidal waveform of 4 pi or not. So 4 pi goes beyond time 10. So I have to plot for 20. So let us see. So other people, where they stop doing practical, ना output आ गया छोड़ दिए, वैसा नहीं, हमारा काम वहां से चालू होता है. Wherever the other people leaves it, देखो बहुत लोग भाग गए already meet से. Okay, so हमारा काम अभी चालू होता है, because MATLAB is giving us all this flexibility so that we can check. So you have made the L and C value double now. L and C value double. That means what is the omega n? Omega n is 1 by root under of 2 and 2. That means it is 1 by 2. So whenever omega is 1 by 2, at that time Fn is 1 by 4 pi. Okay, so Fn is 1 by 4 pi means what is the Tn? That is the time period. Time period is 4 pi. 4 pi means 3.14 into 4. That means 3.14 into 4 means around 12.56. So around 12.6 it will come. Just check whether it is coming or not. आ गया, देखो 12.6. ये बात किसको नहीं समझ में आया और किसको समझ में आया, you please let me know. So first we have to start from omega n formula. Omega n is equal to 1 by root LC. L is equal to 2, C is equal to 2. That means omega n is equal to 1 by 2. So you have actually made the omega n half. Previous case L1 and C was 1. So in that case omega n was 1. Now in this case you have made omega n as half. If you have reduced the frequency, how can you reduce the frequency? By increasing the L and C value. So previous case omega n was 1, the time period was 2 pi. Now in this case you have made omega n is equal to half. Omega n is equal to half means whatever Fn you are getting, it is 1 by 4 pi. So whatever time period of the sinusoidal waveform you are getting, it is actually 4 pi. Understandable? So I can ask you any frequency, I can ask you to generate any frequency. This is actually the natural frequency omega n. So in this case, as L is equal to 2, C is equal to 2, omega n is equal to 4 pi. So when you are writing this experiment, ये दो केस तुमको लिखना है. Okay, you have to write for 2 cases and you have to tell me this is the frequency I want to generate. So this is how the oscillator is designed. तुम कुछ भी वैल्यू ऑफ एल एंड सी रख दो, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. सो आई विल आस्क यू द क्वेश्चन दैट आई वांट टू जनरेट sinusoidal waveform with frequency this much. Okay, that means suppose I want a time period of suppose 1 millisecond, and you have to design LC and damping in such a way that you are getting a time period of 1 millisecond. Okay, so this will be the questions which will be asked. Be careful. That is the first thing. Next is easy thing देख लेते हैं पहले. Okay, so next we will see the easy things. So this plot and this thing I am going to make comment. Okay, this whole thing also I am going to make comment. Now I will go for the third case, that is critical damping. Under damping सबसे last में करेंगे. If we are not getting time in under damping, we will do it in some extra session, or maybe in the regular class also we can do it, because it is very important. So now what we are getting is we are getting the critical damping case. So very good code is written. It is very flexible. Whichever part you want, you just take that part and fit it in the position. So put this critical damping part only. Okay, so I have put this, so critical damping TCT kind of a thing. So put only the critical damp here. That inverted, single inverted should be there. This thing should be there, and most important thing is other parts should be commented. So see that other parts are commented, and only R is there. So only R is there, and L and C 1 and 1 I will make. L and C 1 and 1, and this you plot at 10. Okay, so omega n is required. Omega n we are calculating. So L is equal to C is equal to 1. Omega n is equal to 1 by root C 1. Okay, so in this case also omega n is equal to 1. And when omega n is equal to 1, what is the time period? Time period is equal to 1 by, sorry, time period is equal to 2 pi. 2 pi means 6.28. So original case we have gone back likewise. And now we are going to see what are the pole positions. So pole position, there is no semicolon here. So we will see what is the pole position and we will plot it. So just plot it. We'll find input is step input. Okay, so input for both the cases are step input. And we will see what is the kind of output we are getting. There may be some error here. Okay, the plot is coming. Give some time. So before that, just check what all things we have got. Okay, so zeta critical damping is equal to 1. So these are the things you will find in the command window. Zeta critical damp is equal to 1, and pole position is equal to -1 and -1. So this is very important thing, because whenever we are doing the root locus, at that time we have to know this, that for what kind of damping, where are the pole position. So this is very important. So zeta critical damping, this is 1, and here pole critical damping. So there are 2 poles. This is a second order system, and both the poles have come to -1 and -1. So this is very important thing we have to know. And you can change the value of L and C. So in that case, let's see what we are getting. So L and C you can put 8 and 8. Okay, you are not changing the value of R. So L and C you have kept a higher value. This diagram you remember. This diagram you remember, it is starting at 0 and almost at which point it is touching the thing, which point it is touching the axis. So somewhere here. Okay, so somewhere here almost. So wherever the amplitude is 1, that you have to find. So at what time you are touching the maximum axis. So all the amplitude should be shown. Actually this toolbox is creating a problem, otherwise everywhere you will get the amplitude. So you have to find out exactly at what time. So 6.4 amplitude is 0.98, and this is 8, so between 6 and 7, so around 0.7. So here around 6.8 or 7.4. 7.4 also it is 0.994. So somewhere here, somewhere at 0.8 or something, you are touching the input. Okay, so here at 8 also it is 0.9969. So at time 8, this is the time 8. Okay, now it has almost touched steady state. So this is the transient part. Initially this is the transient part when the output is increasing. Here you cannot find steady state. So when the output has reached almost 1, here just check how much is the output it is showing. So you have to give some time, and it will show how much is the output. So at 9.3 also output is 0.999. So you can take it as 1. Okay, so in this case, the steady state error is 0.0001 or something. Okay, or you can say steady state error is 0. So now what we have done is we have made the changes. We have made uh, L is equal to 8, C is equal to 8, and just check how much output we are getting. So in tomorrow's class, we will do the underdamped response. Uh, because it takes one whole class, it will take some 1 hour time or so. Only underdamped, or you can check, and whenever you are doing the underdamped response, there you have to find 5 characteristics. First is delay time, second is rise time, third is peak time, fourth is percentage MP, and fifth is settling time. So all these 5 things you have to do whenever you are doing the underdamped response. So here I have changed the value of L and C. In that case, invalid expression, so there is some problem has occurred in the code. Let me see what it is. So I can see that. So critical damping 1, and pole is also equal to 1, pole 2 is also equal to 1. RLC is TORS, actually it should be RLC step response, invalid expression, RLC TORS, line 4, column 3. Line 4, column 3, line 4, column 3. What is the problem? These are the 2 lines, line 4, column 3. So the same thing, here is equal to 1, C is equal to 1, save and run. So it will come now. So this has become like this. It has become like this. It has come to it very fast, this kind of a thing. Now if I make C is equal to 8 and L is equal to 8, then what happens? So these are the 2 things I will do. So C is equal to, just remember this thing where it is coming to 1, almost at what point? Almost at 7.7 seconds it is coming to, the output is coming to the input value, that is almost at 0.1, 7.7 seconds. Now what I'm doing is I'm making the change. I'm making L is equal to 8, C is equal to 8, and let's see how it changes the output. It is taking some time, never mind. So command window will show what are the plots, command window will show what are the poles. And the same thing will happen in case of overdamped also. Then in case of overdamped also, we are going to find what are the pole positions. So it's taking some time because in cloud we are calculating it. So this is the code which is getting executed. I have made a spelling mistake. This is TO I have written, it should be step. So this is the code. Now see that the position of the poles have changed. The position of the poles have changed, but it is two poles, same pole. Very important thing you have to check here. Previously the poles are at -1, -1. Now the pole has shifted closer to j omega axis. Now the poles have shifted to j omega axis, towards j omega axis, like this. Okay. So the both poles are same. So two things are to be checked. Zeta is equal to 1. And previous case poles were -1, -1. Now the poles are -1.1 0.1250 minus 0.1250. That means both poles are shifted closer to j omega axis in this case, and you are finding that system has become very slow. Okay, so system rise time has become very slow. Previously at 7.7 it was reaching here. Yeah, previously at 7.7 it was reaching at the amplitude of 1. Now it is reaching amplitude of 1 even after 30 seconds. So those who want, you can plot two responses, one for L is equal to 1, one for C is equal to 1. L is equal to 1, C is equal to 1 critical damp, and L is equal to 8, C is equal to 8 with critical damp. Both the responses you can plot in the same graph, and you can check what is the response. So I think this is understood. Let me go forward. So what changes I have made is L is equal to 1, C is equal to 1 was there. I have made it as L is equal to 8, C is equal to 8. So this was the second case. Last case I will show very fast. So this code I have to make comment. The last code is under damp. Okay. So in this case over damp, case. Under damp case, as I said, we will see tomorrow in tomorrow's class. Please don't miss it, because very big theory questions are asked from under damp response. So you sit with calculator and all, we'll be requiring that. So here we are only going to plot over damp again for two cases. One is L is equal to C is equal to 1. And there is another case, and where are the pole positions? That is very important. So pole positions will be on real axis, but they will be on different positions. So both poles will be on real axis but on different position. Check. So RLC step response I am plotting now. It will give you two real poles but not at the same position. So pole 1 and pole 2, just check pole 1 and pole 2. For critical damp, both the poles were same position. Now for over damp, both the poles are real. There is no imaginary part, but you can check that both are at different position. One pole is at -5.82, another pole is at -0.1716, and the response is very slow. Okay, so response is very slow. That also you can check. Response is very slow. Okay, how do we know response is very slow? Because it is rising, and almost after 30 seconds it is touching the amplitude A. So critical damp with 8 and 8 and over damp with 1 and 1. Okay, both are very slow response, like this. Okay, and now final thing, if you are making this as 8 and 8, so remember this curve, how slow it is rising. Last graph for today. If you are making critical damp with over damp with 8 and 8, then it will be further very slow run. So all these responses you have to plot together. That is critical damp with 1 and 1, 8 and 8, L and C value. Over damp with 1 and 1 and 8 and 8 value. And in case of undamped also, I have shown you how to increase the time period or decrease the frequency. Check, this is the response. Okay, so we found in case of 1 and 1, it was almost touching the amplitude at 30. But now whenever we are plotting up to 30 with L and C 8 and 8, we are finding that it is not even going up to 0.5. Okay, it is around 4.5, it is going 4.45. So if you are plotting for maybe 100, then maybe you are getting that output is touching the input, you might find. So let us just plot. This is the last graph we are plotting. And with 8 and 8, we are plotting for 100 seconds. Okay. Now see that even after 100 seconds also it is not touching the amplitude 1. Okay. Still there is some differences between the peak amplitude, and so it is still rising. The output is still rising. That means very slow it has become. Okay. So these are 3 waveforms we have checked, and the 4th waveform, which is most important, that is underdamped waveform, underdamped case, that is this one. And we will see what are the pole positions, and you can find this is the biggest response. CT equation is very big. Okay. And this equation is going to give you a decreasing kind of sinusoid. See all these things in tomorrow's class.